Let me tell you something. It is so difficult to be free to play in Wuthering Waves. Kuro refuses to miss on these character designs. And if you haven't seen these new character animations, I'm gonna need you to sit down for this. Is that an aspect ratio change mid-animation? Electro? Oh no. Yeah, Calcharo, just go ahead and log off for me, kid. And did they want her feet to be such a focal point in these animations? We can run that part back a couple times if you want. If you want though, not me. So yeah, I think I might have to agree. Wuthering Waves isn't as free-to-play friendly as you think it is. With the 2.6 patch cycle just around the corner and having no pulls because I want every single character in the game. I wanted to see if Wuthering Waves was really as free-to-play friendly as we make it out to be. And at the top of that list when it comes to the open world genre. Maybe it's a good thing I don't have every character though, because I need to figure out the ones I already have first. We're gonna do the Kelpie. It shouldn't be that bad, right? Yeah, this is fucking easy. Easy money. What the fuck? How'd I get hit right there? What? Okay, I'm starting over. Hold on.
And I've got to say, in all honesty,
Dude.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
DG
is a complete embarrassment to every human being on the planet.
Okay. Bro, this is fun, man. It's not even giving me enough time to press the quit button, bro. Fuck all this, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, y'all are just gonna have to imagine that I'm fighting an enemy right now or something. This is way too hard. Now, here's the thing. A big point I see missed in conversation is the fact that there can be a given number of pulls per patch that we can all see, but it doesn't matter much if the way to get those pulls is a snooze fest. So yeah, Wuthering Waves can offer lower pity and a guaranteed weapon banner, but if those pulls are hard to get due to them being locked behind, let's say, in-game content catered to whales or bloated events that are just there to eat up your playtime, then there's no point in bragging about simply just pull count. Okay, don't look at me like that. Yes, I'm gonna mention Hawkeye Star Rail. I'm just trying to prove a point. I'm not here to argue pull counts because I don't want to say a number like 88 and then somebody comes in here with, actually DG, that's misinformation. You're just like all the other woo CCs spreading lies. Okay, buddy. So I'm just gonna go with 90 pulls as a free-to-play in patch 3.5 to give HSR the edge, and I'm not saying that it's a fact. I'm just giving them a higher number. Sounds good, right? For any of you that have had the pleasure of grinding for Stellar Jade and HSR, you know that I'm full of shit. Especially after the release of 3.0, acquiring pulls in this Pokemon game with waifus has been the most monotonous and time-consuming endeavor I've ever taken part in within a turn-based game. And don't even get me started on the story. The last one I even bothered to play through, as well as many others, was what only could be described as the banana patch. This entire fiasco was a horrific sight to behold. It was like active sabotage of an empire. The only saving grace of this dialogue bloated, no content having disaster was our favorite rapping ninja.
Under starry skies, evil low and high. Helpless folk in the dark fighting for their lives. Silent ninja.
Alright, okay. No, yeah, I'm done. Bro, I swear to God,
You can't have a pool of filler content for your player base and expect 88 pulls to be enough to hold us over. Let's say WUWA 2.5 will give you around 80 pulls as a free-to-play, because once again, I hear different numbers all the time, so you can debate about it in the comments, but I'm purposely gonna lower the number of pulls here. Although this patch features one of the best stories that we have ever received, and I will be fair, while the events aren't amazing, they are passable, and you will have a good time playing them. And let me just say that I will admit I did not play Dreaming Deep as much as I should have, but they could have thrown any other combat event at us. I'm tired of looking at this chibi rover running around. They should know what we want at this point. Think of any other alternative to this. What about Banners Never Fall? That kills two birds with one stone. It gives you a combat event that should be permanent and then something else to do in the open world. Wuthering Waves has great combat focused events, so why aren't they permanent? Arguably the best of them being the Elusive Realm made its debut on May 23rd, 2024. Yeah, I know it's been a while. If you've never played it because Kuroa has been forgetting to give us this masterpiece, then let me explain to you what we have here. This is a roguelike that that's actually very similar to the simulated universe in HSR, except in Wuthering Waves, you select one character to be your main and then choose echoes to enhance your abilities. If you didn't understand anything I just said, this mode makes pressing your buttons a lot more fun. Adding a bi-weekly or at least monthly reward system to the Elusive Realm would be great and make the free-to-play experience a lot more fun, because the worst thing is feeling like you're sitting here grinding your life away just for 5 pulls. The reality is a lot of these games can feel like that, especially if there wasn't a skip button. Could you imagine sitting here for hours talking to a no-name NPC that might as well be a pile of garbage? Maybe I should pay more attention though. I'm gonna give this story a 7 out of 10. The skip button is most of the reason people even bother to play this game. Yes, it is that serious. I don't think you realize, because time is very valuable. You can't get it back once it's gone. So I don't suggest scrolling through gacha Twitter for too long, because I can't be responsible for what will happen to your brain cells after 10 minutes of that. I haven't found much Wuthering Waves content that I like on that platform. Okay, so if you have a serious hate boner for WUWA, this is probably where you're gonna get mad at me from now on, because I will only be talking about things I like about the game. My favorite thing about WUWA is the quote-unquote trash characters. Wuthering Waves is the king of releasing these niche characters. And this doesn't mean, oh well, now we have to go pull the best in slot teammate for this character because they'll be trash without their best characters. Every single niche character has a solid use outside of their best in slot team. I don't know why this is seen as a bad thing, because their combat strength is fairly distributed among the roster. And to some, it was a surprise that you weren't forced to pull for certain characters because of their exploration mechanics. Do you remember the release of a character like Phoebe? And okay, I don't want to see any comments about my Phoebe build. I know it's bad. I get bad rolls. The game is blacklisted me or something.
Can I see you as my crush?
She was able to do the little witch flight thing, and some people were worried that every single character from then on out would turn into an exploration upgrade. And shortly after, it looked even worse because of Cantarella, who not only got Wuthering Waves into some legal trouble because of a certain group of people who don't like the success of WUWA, she swam pretty fast. A lot faster than every other character. But this ended up only being a one-off mechanic. Phoebe's magic wand sucks and can only go so far, and swimming faster doesn't really matter, especially in regions that barely hold any water. Plus, Cantarella gets weighed down by her. Since then, there has been no character even close to getting us cancelled or having pay-to-win exploration because it's free. So while the open world is vast and it takes a long time to explore these areas, you won't find it to be easier anywhere else. So do you think that Wuthering Waves is the most free-to-play friendly open world gacha? Well, I don't know. If Uma Musume was open world, they definitely give WUWA a run for their money. Kuro needs to focus on their unique endgame and offer rewards for those modes to make the free-to-play grind as enjoyable as possible. Gacha burnout is real and it affects all of us. Some of us can take more than others, but every single person can get to the point where you're playing a gacha game too much. The marketing lately for this product has been unreal, and one thing that they've been doing lately that I love is just throwing new character animations at us to combat leaks. The first time they did it, it was absolutely brilliant because Cardathea was arguably the most hyped character ever due to her not only being a Sentinel Resonator, but a lot of new players had their eyes on WUWA due to the soft relaunch in 2.0. And then recently, of course, the reveal for the animations of two very important characters lore-wise. I have high hopes that these two will introduce a lot more players to WUWA, and I hope that they stick around and realize that not all gacha games require you to give up a kidney or all of your property. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Have a good day. Peace.